Hey, it's Bige and Nichole with another episode of Your LexPD, and we are here in the lobby of headquarters because we are going to be talking about the civilian support staff for the department.
Civilian support staff, the actual first people you see when you walk into the Lexington Police Department, and what an important role that they play here. And you know, a lot of them have been here for a long time. We've got a lot of employees that worked here for many, many years, up to 30 years, and they are so important.
Oh yeah, on patrol, we can't function without them. So how many civilian staff do we have?
So we've got, I think right now we've got somewhere around 126. Wow. And part of those are safety officers. We're not going to be talking a lot about them today because we're going to do another episode on safety officers later. But I think even without them, we've got 109 or so. So a very important role here at the police department. And a lot of times when you think about the police department, you think about uniforms and the police cars and detectives and all that. But these folks help the operations. They help you, those folks out there in Lexington, and they help us every single day. So let's go around the police department and let's talk to some of our civilian support staff.
So we are here in the open records unit, and we are here with their supervisor, Ms. Shannon Penagore. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, as we've said, there are so many different areas in civilian support staff here at the Lexington Police Department. But something that, you know, people ask us a lot and we get a lot of phone calls about is the topic of open records. So we felt like there would be a good chance to talk to Shannon and just find out a little bit more about what their unit does and how people file open records requests. So Shannon, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
How long, we'll start a little bit with your background, and I know a little bit of this because Shannon and I go way back. How long have you been with the Lexington Police Department?
Well, in an official capacity since February of 2015, but as you know, I did serve as an intern here prior to that, and completed my service as an intern under Sergeant Towery. So.
Yeah, and she was great. We had, I used to coordinate the intern program, so you started with that, and I'm absolutely happy to see you join the team here at the Lexington Police Department.
Thank you.
One other question I got, because we were talking about this, if you might have noticed, there is a big flag in the room.
Yes.
So you got to explain a little bit about the flag. This is Shannon's office, by the way.
It does have 48 stars, and I am aware that Hawaii and Alaska are actual states, and I have nothing against them, but this happens to be a flag from my grandparents, and a flag they flew, and it was already hung in a frame, and I decided to just hang it in here.
All right, well, that's cool. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the Open Records Unit and what you all do on a daily basis.
Well, we receive requests from the public in order to provide documentation from our agency. Government agencies are required to provide transparency and records, documentation that we maintain. And we receive requests through various means and from various citizens, attorneys, insurance agencies, just collecting records for their needs.
Okay.
So here in the open records unit, how many do you have on staff?
We have 5 full-time positions, 2 part-time positions, and myself. So. Okay,
so that you've got several people in the unit. When we talk about what are those open records, so what kind of documentation and what kind of records do you supply? Because I know you mentioned everything from actual citizen requests to attorneys to, and I know the media, because I work with you a lot on those.
Right.
But what kind of material is it that they're looking for?
Well, it can be collision-related materials. That's a lot of what we do, from body cam to traffic cam to paper documentation for those records, crime reports. Victims of crimes sometimes need documentation to provide to their insurance carriers and for recovery of their goods or whatever. We provide records just to the public. There are public options of available records.
I would say you stay busy.
We stay very busy.
So do you have any idea, let's on average, that's an unfair question to ask how many, because I know you stay busy. But on average, in a year's time, what do you think you would, how many requests would you receive?
Well, for our 2025 records received, it eclipsed 7,000. So
7,000.
yes, we're a very busy unit. We work diligently. We work throughout the day, we work very hard to get people their records on times, and it's not always easy. It's time consuming and combing through a lot of records management systems in order to collect the data and the records.
A lot of technology,
Yes.
probably. That's something that comes up in every episode is technology. But even when we talk about something like this, it's all technology, right? So you mentioned you had several people in the unit, but what kind of people are you looking for as far as what do you look for when you look for an employee in the open records unit?
Yes, well, each request is different, so we process them as they come in and process them according to each request, but oftentimes they can be very complicated, seeking data that we have to reach out to other units for, and it takes dedication, it takes attention to detail, patience. It can be time consuming.
I could see patience and definitely attention to detail because there's a lot that they have to go through to make sure that everything is thorough, everything is accurate. I'm sure things have to be redacted. There's probably a lot involved in the process.
Yes, and when we redact body-worn camera, it is real-time minutes, so we're watching the body cameras in real minutes, and that can take hours for each request, or for a certain request anyway.
So you had mentioned time. So depending on the type of open records request, is there a certain time frame that you have to have it completed by?
We are afforded 5 business days by law. And
Is that when you get the request?
it is. Day 1 doesn't count into that, but day 2 technically is actually day 1. So we have 5 business days after the first day it was received.
Okay. Wow, 7,000.
Wow,
Yes.
that's a lot.
It is.
So, again, we got so many folks behind the scenes and so many people that just do such good work here at the Lexington Police Department, but we know how busy you all are in the open records unit, and we appreciate everything you do. And Shannon, thanks for sitting down and talking with us. And I'm so happy to see you here as an employee, as a supervisor after starting as an intern. Fantastic. And we love your flag.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, and thank you for just drawing attention to civilian employees with our agency. We're honored to just be a part and serve alongside. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely. Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, we are here at Planning and Analysis Unit here at the department.
And this is everything data. We're talking about statistics. We're talking about being able to figure out everything from resources and personnel numbers and how many collisions are at certain intersections. This is where all the data is.
We are here at the office of the chief.
And we are, first of all, Miss Renita here. She is the one that keeps Chief Weathers in line, right? And she keeps us all in line, holds the whole place together. So, and then we've got Dana, which also helps Miss Renita. And we've got the grants manager, the fiscal officer for the police department. And we also have the civilian public information officer, all here in the office of the chief.
We are here at the Public Integrity Unit.
And a lot of people probably remember when we used to call this internal affairs.
So we are here on the 4th floor of headquarters where the Bureau of Investigation mostly is.
Bureau of Investigation, so detectives, right? Everything from robbery, homicide, to property crimes, to
Violent crime.
all kinds of different investigative sections within the Bureau of Investigations.
So we are here at the Special Victims section.
And they do all kinds of things, everything from crimes against children to other types of special victims. And we've got a variety of civilian support personnel up here, including everything from BOI clerks, and many of those are retired officers. And then we also have the sexual assault nurse examiner.
We are here in the Victim Advocate's office.
And you remember we did a whole episode on what fantastic work they do up here and how important their role is in helping the police department and helping victims. All right, so we many times have been here in the Real-Time Intelligence Center, plays such an important role here at the police department, and we talk about support. They really support us, right?
Yes, and this is where our police intelligence specialists and their supervisors operate. So we are in the basement of headquarters where our property and evidence room is. So this is where the officers, when they seize evidence and book it in, this is where it all goes. We are downstairs at headquarters in the Forensic Services Unit.
Everybody wants to talk about forensics. We get so many questions. As a matter of fact, we're going to do a whole episode later this season on our forensics unit because it is interesting. Everybody watches these TV shows.
CSI, crime scene processing.
Yeah. And what's crazy is they do that kind of work here. And the reason we're here is because the staff is split. Some of them are sworn, but we also have civilian support staff that work in forensics. So they do a lot of different things here though, right? So it's everything from fingerprints, AFIS system with photos, ballistic testing, all kinds of work, and getting things ready for court testimony and scenes, and they just do a lot of work. So everything from getting fingerprints from a burglary scene to photographs to a major crime scene we're working, all different kinds of scanning and things that they do. So, but another way that civilian support staff helps us here at the Lexington Police Department.
So we are here at Central Records at headquarters, and they do a lot.
They really do a lot. And we talked about that actually in the opening, that we said these are the folks that you first see when you walk in the front door here at the Lexington Police Department. And they do everything from citation entry to if you need a police report, to NCIC management, to basically, what's the big thing? How would you say it?
And officers booking evidence down
Officers booking report, and just officer support in general, right? Very important function here at the Lexington Police Department.
So we are here at the Personnel's Records Unit.
So they maintain all of our officers and civilian staff, all their personnel records, and they're also responsible for making sure that we get paid, which is pretty important, right?
We are here at the West Sector Roll Call off of Old Frankfort Pike.
You know, this was my home just a few months ago when I was when I was on patrol as a sergeant on second shift. So I enjoy coming back here. You know,
And this is where I went to the academy, was here.
That's where, yeah, the academy was upstairs here. A lot of things have changed, right? So as we're going around the agency, different buildings and so forth, we wanted to come by here because who is here that we depend on so much, particularly patrol?
Patrol Admin Support.
Yes, and so these are the folks that are responsible for making sure the rosters are correct, to payroll and all those things. So do a very, very important function here. So we'll take a look at them. One of the other things that is in this building is our traffic section. And when we talked about the numbers and the fact that we have 126 civilian folks and civilian support staff here at the police department, that includes the number of safety officers. So without those, we've got 109. We're not going to necessarily talk to the safety officers on this episode because we're going to actually focus on them on a whole episode later, but they all actually fall into that number too. So let's go around the building and see who we can find.
And here we are in the office where we have our Patrol Admin Support.
And again, they are so important to make sure that everything patrol works. Everything from the rosters and the payroll, all of those types of things. Plus, another thing to remember is they're housed here at West Sector Roll Call, but they are responsible for all three sectors. So East Sector, West Sector, and Central Sector all works out of here as far as the admin support.
Now, you know, Bige, some people don't know, we have our own print shop.
That is true, and I remember even when I came on the police department, they called it the print shop.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot more than that now because everything's electronic. So it's our graphic designer, and she does work with both print material, electronic material, takes our official police identification photos, photographer.
Anything that has to do with brochures with the department.
Absolutely, a lot of work done here in the print shop.
So we are out here at Technical Services Unit, and the Computer Information Systems Unit is also out here.
It's a very busy place.
Oh, yes.
Right. So, and we're going to walk around, kind of show people a little bit of what we do. But one thing everybody always asks about, and that we talked about on this particular episode when we talk about body-worn cameras and open records and things like that, well, it all has to start somewhere with the body-worn cameras. So our body-worn camera administrator is actually housed out here, and she is responsible for issuing the body-worn cameras, the maintenance on it, the updates, everything body-worn camera comes out of this office. And then as we walk around the building, when you greeted at the front door here with the TSU administration, and always telling people where they need to go and who they need to see. Let's walk back to computer services.
So we are here in the office with the computer information systems where they do all the maintenance on our computers and desktops for the agency.
It is a lifeline.
Yes, it is.
Because, you know, when we've talked about this before, when I came on the police department, we didn't have mobile data computers, mobile data terminals in the cars. We actually had to write reports, but now everything is computer-based. So whether it be the printers in our car, whether it be the computers, the mobile data computers, all of that is worked on, maintenance here, updates. So when we say life support, it is life support for us, definitely.
So we are out here at the technical services unit where they do all of our electronics, sirens, lights for all of our police cruisers.
All the police equipment. So when we get new vehicles in, obviously they just come as a vehicle. So they, like you said, they have to do the blue lights, red lights, the sirens,
Radar
radars.
if you have it. I'm about to get mine calibrated.
Yeah, I mean, all that work is done here. So you can imagine with us having a sworn authorized strength of 641 officers, that's a lot to keep up with. And it's not just putting it in the new vehicles. If we have a problem and we need something fixed,
They fix it.
right, because it's not optional whether our blue lights work, right? If we've got to get somewhere, we got to get somewhere. So they play a very important role, a very important function here at the Lexington Police Department.
So we are here at my home for patrol, Central Roll Call, where the Bureau of Special Operations and the Backgrounds Unit, Polygraph Unit, and ABC, they're all housed downstairs.
Right, so roll call and central sector where you work, your home, is upstairs, and all these other units are downstairs. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna take a look at some of those. The only ones I think aren't here today are the alcohol, beverage control, the ABC that aren't here, but that's an important function here too. They work with the state and then also the local as well. So many of these units have civilian support staff that help us out with that.
And we are here in the Backgrounds Unit.
A lot of people don't realize how many people they work with and how many backgrounds they do throughout Lexington Fayette Urban County government, not just the police department. So they do backgrounds for all the police officers, all the safety officers, all the civilian folks that we're focusing on this episode, actually.
That can write citations.
Right, and code enforcement, all those people, crossing guards, just a variety of people they do the backgrounds on. So very important function. And this office contains both sworn and non-sworn civilian support staff here. So very important role here at the police department.
And we are here in the polygraph unit, because I'm about to get a polygraph.
I have been waiting for this opportunity for a long time to hook Nichole up. We got a few things we want to ask her. So a lot of people don't realize that so many people that work at the Lexington Police Department, the Lexington Fire Department, our civilian support staff, people from agencies even around Lexington, part of the background process and part of the hiring process is taking a polygraph. You remember yours?
I do, 14 years ago. It was in a different building.
Mine was a little bit longer ago than that, but it's important, right? Because we want to know people's background thoroughly. We want to know their integrity, make sure they're not trying to hide anything. So this unit is comprised of, again, a couple of sworn folks that do it part-time, and then we also have 2 retirees that are civilian support staff that do it full-time. We are at another facility, the Lexington Police Department Training Academy. And with the Bureau of Training and Wellness, all the recruits walk through these doors as civilians, and they walk out as sworn officers if they graduate. But we're here today because we have some civilian support personnel here that do a whole lot of work to help us out in so many ways. Our civilian support personnel here at the Training Academy do so many different things. They work with the recruits in making sure that they have all their equipment. They make sure they have all of their uniforms. They also maintain all of our training records through the Department of Criminal Justice and the Kentucky Law Enforcement Council for everyone on the police department, not just recruits. They also have a budget that they have to work with through the Bureau of Training and Wellness.
Bige, it was so cool meeting all the civilian support staff that helps us out here at the department.
It really was, and again, what a vital role they play in making everything work at the Lexington Police Department. So we appreciate them, everything they do every single day, definitely.
So next month, the next topic we're going to talk about, and it's going to be a blast, is going to be our hazardous devices unit.
A blast, she says. Yes. And you know, we think with bomb squad is what you think about. And you know, they do a lot of different things.
Oh, yeah.
And of course they work and serve not just here in Lexington, but we have a lot of mutual agreements with other agencies and other places here around Central Kentucky. So I think this is going to be really, really interesting to see everything from the drone technology they use to the bomb suits to all the different things that they do. So it should be exciting.
Exactly. So join us next month for another episode of Your LexPD.